All right, cool. So I've got the recording fired up. Why don't you just introduce yourself to everyone who doesn't know who you are? I'll just say this is Patrick, and Patrick has been a friend of mine who I've kind of gone to purchase domains and stuff, and help set up my network. And this guy just knows a massive amount of things. But I'll let him tell you about who he is and what he does.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So, my name is Patrick Bobakanian, and I've been doing online marketing for over 3+ years now. I started with brokering websites and building affiliate websites. Then I started to dive deeply into SEO. That's when I got into courses like Bring the Fresh, Source ROI, and of course, I learned a lot from blogs like SourceWave, from guys like Alex Becker, Greg Morrison, Stephen Floyd, and on and on. Then I started my SEO services business called Heist Domains. I know you remember that one.
Yep.
And SERP Champion, where I provide PBN domains, social signals, on-page SEO, and money site content services and stuff. And I also have my client SEO business, where I provide my services to companies all over the world. So
Awesome.
yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Yeah, I got started with Bring the Fresh too. Actually, before that, the Rich Jerk, and then that led me into Bring the Fresh. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
they actually introduced me into using PBNs like
Yeah. Yeah, me
Mike,
too.
Mike Long and Kelly Felix.
Yep.
Yeah, man, their stuff is gold, man. Like stuff from Bring the Fresh still works.
Oh yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, it's crazy.
Awesome. So I'm going to be introducing a lot of people who are new to PBNs, who've never worked with them before. I guess what I really want to get across to them is how can they go out and find, like a good site that they can use for backlinking, and where should they start? And then, why don't we just start there and we'll just kind of work our way through the process.
Sure. So there are two ways to look for PBN domains, which is scraping websites for dead links and finding expired domains that you can register again for like 10 or 12 bucks.
You're talking the drop domains
The
that all.
drop domains,
Yeah.
exactly. And what most scrapers do is they look for directories, resource, or links pages in bulk based on their niche, and then they try to find a decent PBN domain. And it's like a needle in a haystack.
Yep.
Personally, this way of finding domains is not really my thing. I've done it, but it's too time consuming to find a really good domain with link juice. And yeah, personally, that's not my way of checking domains anymore. The other way to find quality PBN domains is through auctions.
Yep.
And what most SEOs do is they go on GoDaddy auctions and they look for domains that are about to drop or expire. And these are personally my favorite kind of domains because a good domain from an auction has most of its quality backlinks pointed to it, as opposed to an expired domain from 2006 that has maybe one or two links from a high outbound link page, like a directory,
Yeah.
right, or a resource page. Not only that, but auction domains always have a great age, authority, and usually they are indexed, but you'll have to check for it.
Yep.
Now, to check domains on auctions, there are a few tools out there. One of my favorite tools is a paid tool called Register Compass, and it's really easy to work with. It's easy to filter a huge list of domains based on metrics, age, if it's indexed or not, and of course based on their niche or topical trust flow.
Yep.
And yeah, you have free services like moonsy.com. Kind of does the same thing, but not that advanced as
I
Register
think they
Compass.
just pull from GoDaddy too, right? Moonsy. Whereas Register
Yeah.
Compass pulls from Snap Names, NameJet.
Namejet, exactly.
Yeah.
And you can also back order domains. I personally don't have the patience to do that, but it works. It can work, but with back ordering domains, it's going to cost you at least 60 to 70 to 80 bucks,
Yep.
and it's not always sure you're going to get that domain because yeah. So I usually just check GoDaddy auctions through with Register Compass.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, those are my favorite type of domains, auction domains.
I'll agree with you 100% on that. I mean, the quality is just much better. You'll see much better results with it. I mean, maybe for a beginner just starting off, if they don't have money, they might want to spend some time in something like Xenu Link Sleuth and go
Right.
through and manually scrape it. But otherwise, if you've got the funds to stick towards grabbing something expired, and
Yeah.
I would definitely grab something already indexed.
I mean, even with GoDaddy auctions, you can find domains for 20 bucks or 30 bucks, like really good domains. But you have to get lucky sometimes because it's an
Yeah.
auction. Everybody can bid on it. But I've had this tons of times. Like, say I checked like on Monday, I check for domains on auctions, and I find 20 of them. I typically get like maybe 3 4 domains at least from that list, and usually I get them for 20 or 30 bucks. It just depends
That's
on your
awesome.
max bid and budget, you know. And what I personally do is, I when I find 15 domains, I put like the max bid like 70 bucks, and usually I just get domains for 20 bucks or 30 bucks, and
That's
sometimes I
awesome.
pay the 70 bucks one, but I still get a lot of domains for way cheaper.
Yep.
So yeah, you're right. Like scrape domains, drop domains, you can get them for cheap, but it's gonna cost you more time and money at the
Yeah.
end of the day to get your site ranked. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So
Yeah, definitely. So what kind of metrics do you look for? I mean, obviously metrics is kind of one thing that you want to be careful about, but I mean, as like a starting point, what kind of metrics are you looking for?
okay, let me just talk about the first two things I check. Like the first two things, and I need to check these before I check metrics or other stuff.
Okay, cool.
And these two things can basically determine if a domain is spammed or useless within 5 seconds. Like, you can just check it with one glance. The first thing is the domain name itself. Does the domain name have keywords in it? Is it an exact match domain, or is it a brand name that looks legit and genuine,
Yeah.
right? And I typically like avoid domain names with the keywords in it because it's obvious it has been used as an affiliate site or whatever. Usually, like 99% of exact match domains are useless. You don't
Right.
want to, you
It's
don't want
it's
to.
it's marketers were using them back 3 years ago when SEO was easy and you could just
Exactly.
spam the crap out of it and
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, aside from PBNs, exact match domains still work for your money site. Even though it's kind of iffy, you can over optimize your site real
You
quick
have to be
if you're not
careful with it.
careful. But when it comes to PBN domains, avoid the foreign ones that look like have domain names like YXZ.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much useless domains, and domains with keywords in it. And the second thing, what I usually check is the anchor text profile, and I
Okay.
use the tool Majestic SEO for this. So basically, what I do is, let me demonstrate it real quick.
Yeah, that would be great.
So, say, let me check. What should I say? I'm gonna just type in domain names, just whatever. So what I basically do is I scroll down like instantly and check here. I check for like brand anchors, URL naked anchors, and generic anchors. That's what I usually look for.
So
And
you don't like to see like, for example, 70% linked to dog training or something like that.
hell no, because it's
Right.
obvious they want to rank for dog training.
Yeah.
So usually this is what I say to all of my students is find a legit domain that doesn't have spam links and reverse engineer it. And what you typically see with these kind of domains is the majority of their anchors are a brand of the name of their website, the URL, and the generic. And of course, you might see one or two keywords that have like 1% that represent like 1 or 2% of their links.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
I just check for that. Like, I insert the domain, I scroll down, and I check like instantly. Okay, this domain has brand and URL naked, doesn't have too many keywords. Okay, that's fine. Then I move on. So the domain name first, then the anchor text profile. If you check those two, you're ready to go on. And this is how I check like spam check domains within 5 seconds. It's you don't want to spend too much time or you're gonna get crazy. Like, check every domain manually, and I know people that do this.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, when these two things are checked, I look at the backlinks and referring domains ratio. That's this like the external backlinks and referral domains.
Yep.
And the ratio between these two should be like 3 to 1, maybe 2 to 1, more like 3 to 1. So it shouldn't be way off, like having 10,000 backlinks here and like 10 referring domains here.
Right.
And dropped or scraped domains typically have a low amount of referring domains, which is bad because they won't have the link juice you need to make a difference in Google.
Right.
So once that is covered, I look for a positive trust flow and citation flow, and I usually just check it should be at least 10 trust flow, like preferably 15, and 10 citation flow. And not only do I check the fresh index right here, I always check the historic index, and a lot of people don't check it. Like they see the fresh index, they see a trust flow of 15 or 13 citation flow, and they go to the historic ones and they see a 5 trust flow. You know, the historic index is like the foundation of your domain. That has to be covered too. You know what I mean?
Yep. So people want
yeah.
10 plus on those two metrics normally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So once I'm satisfied with those metrics, I look for the most important factor of a PBN domain, which is backlinks right here. People overlook this. They don't look at that, you know.
Yep.
You need to check your backlinks. So
before we move on to backlinks, one thing I'd like to point out, do you look at domain authority of the site too as well?
yeah,
As a
I
metric?
do.
Okay.
I'll come to that in a
Okay.
sec. I'll talk about that in a
Cool.
sec. So what I typically look for with on the backlinks tab is how many high trust flow and high page authority backlinks does this domain have? Does the domain have like 2 high trust flow links and the rest is 0, or does it have a link profile like this? You know, I mean, domainname.com is just a popular domain, but just let's assume this is a PBN domain. This looks amazing because I check at the URL flow metrics right here, and then I look for a good amount of high trust flow links. That have like a site has to have like at least 5 to 10 high trust flow links, preferably at least 10. Then
Because otherwise it doesn't have enough juice.
Exactly.
Yep.
And when I check that, when I see, okay, this domain has like 10 good trust flow links, I always check out the sources. So real quick, boom, boom, boom. So it's important where these links are coming from, right?
Yep.
And as you can see here, I look for sources like websites that have a few links, and like pages like this.
Yeah, because you want to make sure that the link juice isn't spread too thin, right?
Exactly. Like a page like this isn't really that great because it has tons of outbound links, so that means the link juice is almost non-existent, right? So I typically look for sources with not too many outbound links, and then I use this tool right here called the Mozbar, and it's a free tool. You can just download it for Firefox or Chrome.
Yep.
And here you can see like the page authority of the source you're getting the links from. And it's so important to get like links from high page authority pages.
So what would you consider high page authority?
At least 20, like at least 20 to 30 to 40. And I mean like 10, as long as not all the pages are like 5 or 10, you know, just a good amount of high page authority sources that have at least 20 or 30 or 40. I mean, the DA usually is pretty high, but if the DA is high and the page authority is like 0, it's the domain or the link won't have too much juice, like almost nothing, you know.
Cool.
And so Mozbar, use it. This is how I determine the page authority. Like
awesome. That's a great tip. I remember seeing that in your video. Because you put out a video about, you know, checking the backlinks, and I watched that and that was pretty cool. So
yeah, so I see a lot of people like they don't do this kind of stuff. They just check here. Oh, okay, it's a trust flow of 20. It should be a great domain, but when you look at the backlinks, you might see 1 or 2 high trust flow links.
It tells the full story whether it's kind of been manipulated or not.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is, most dropped and expired domains have that,
Okay.
2 links, and still they have a high trust flow of 20. So people assume it's a good domain,
Yep.
but never, always check the backlinks tab.
Yep.
That's my biggest advice for people who want to look for PBNs.
Awesome. So
So yeah,
cool. So as far as next step, would you say it'd be like checking the Wayback Machine, or would it be checking to make sure it's still indexed?
yeah. Once I'm satisfied with the whole thing, like the backlinks, anchor text, name, external backlinks ratio, then I check the history, and I always avoid domains that have been reused as PBNs
Yep.
or spammed by someone that sells boner pills and Chinese takeovers. That's what I see a lot,
Yeah.
like a page with all Chinese characters and it's spammed.
Yep.
And these last two things, like boner pills and Chinese takeovers, are a common thing with scraped domains.
I've
And
noticed that a
I know
lot
that
too.
because I've scraped domains before.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's like a woman. You're kind of interested in her, but you're looking for skeletons in her closet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, I use Wayback Machine for that. That's
Okay.
archive. That's this one right here, archive.org/web. And yeah, look for the history and make sure it hasn't been reused by a boner pill seller or whatever.
Yep.
And when the history is clean, uh, last but not least, I always check if it's indexed or not, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do is I really, really simple. I just get the domain name, I copy it in Google, and it should pop up at first. And if it does, like here, it's
Mm-hmm.
healthy, it's indexed and live, and it's ready to be used. So
Yep.
yeah, that's what I do. I see a lot of people use this like site, and sometimes they just don't see the domain name and they assume it's not indexed. I just copy the URL like
Yeah.
this, and then yeah, it should be good. Also, with good thing to know is Register Compass has a filter where you can only filter or select domains that are indexed already. So
Oh, really? Okay.
it basically saves you the time to check
Cool.
this manually every time.
I've never
But
used
I,
that
I'm
filter
kind of
before.
kind of paranoid guy, so I always check it manually. But usually when you use that filter, the 99% is definitely indexed.
Cool.
So yeah, that's the thing, man. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's how I check domains, and I
Awesome.
know it's time consuming as hell,
Yeah.
but I've done it so many times that, just like I said, I can spot a bad domain within 5 seconds and just
Yep.
move on to the next one.
As far as registering it, covering footprints and stuff, what do you recommend? Just private who is?
I would use like a variety, like a mix of private WUIs and using a fake persona.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually use this tool right here called fakenamegenerator.com.
Cool.
And based on their country, if you're from Holland or France or United States, and you just generate it, boom, boom, boom. You have a name here, the address here. The only thing you should not do is copy the email address. Create
Mm-hmm.
your own email address. You can
Because those are
use
one-time use on there, I think, right?
exactly those get burned, so you don't want to
Yeah.
get your emails burned because that's just asking for trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like create your own email on a Hotmail, on Outlook, Yahoo, or even set up a webmail through your hosting. So it's like info dot at your domain name.com. Looks way
Yeah,
more
that's a great
legit,
tip.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you have access to the inbox. You're gonna get the notifications from your domain registrar and stuff, or
And do you
else.
try to spread them out through different registrars, or that mostly happens naturally from my experience because you're buying from different
Yeah,
registrars usually?
exactly. I personally buy from different registrars accounts, and yeah, like GoDaddy, I might like have 10 PBNs on there, but then I create a new one,
A new account.
a new account, and
Yeah.
I just move on. And the good thing with GoDaddy is you can edit the whois information per domain.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the cool thing with GoDaddy, and I had a good experience so far with them.
That's what I've done too in the past. So
Yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about hosting.
Yeah, hosting, my favorite
Cause
part. Not.
yeah,
Uh, so I know that tons of people are having a hard time finding the right hosts and finding the host for a cheap price. But let's be real here. The most important advice I can give is don't put your domains on SEO hosting.
I had a
SEO
lot of people that I've heard from have gotten a lot of their sites totally cut
right
off
now.
because
Yeah.
they did SEO hosting. I personally didn't do it, so I'm glad.
Yeah. Smart man, you're a smart guy. That's why I like you. No, but
Likewise.
SEO hosting is like a time bomb, you know. It's just a matter of time that Google finds these services and de-index every site parked on there because
Yep.
it's super easy for them to target or to find them. They just need to type in SEO hosts, you know, and they will find the service
Yeah.
servers. And it's kind of obvious that when you're using SEO host, you're using it for PBNs. And
Exactly.
Google's not an idiot, right? They know that.
Right.
So avoid SEO hosts at all costs and look for hosts that are either reliable and premium. And there are tons of unknown hosts out there that don't advertise themselves as SEO hosts,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll have to do your due diligence to see if they're any good.
Gotcha.
Uh, I actually have a few I can personally recommend right now.
Cool.
Let
Yeah,
me
that'd be awesome.
just, yeah. Let me see. Here's a few like HostGator, Bluehost, HawkHost, Web Hosting Buzz, Butterhost, GoDaddy, Namecheap. These are pretty known hosts, and the cost might be a little bit high. And if you want to go for a really affordable hosting, then I really advise you to go to webhostingtalk.com, and that's this webhostingtalk.com. Tons of reliable and affordable hosts out there. You can do
Yep.
your due diligence, and yeah, I found a few of them right there, and they're good. They work pretty well, and you can get them for really cheap. You know,
Yep. Yeah,
so
I've also done the same thing. I'm assuming you're going right into the shared hosting offer section and then
yeah,
yep. Yeah, I
exactly.
mean,
Like
there's coupon codes where you can get hosting for like $12, so like the whole year and stuff on there.
yeah.
So,
You know what the funny thing is? I still have crappy, ugly PBNs hosted from 2013, like
mhm.
on reliable hosts, and they are still all indexed and live. It's funny.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, but because I parked them in a reliable service and always avoided SEO hosts, you
Yeah.
just have to mingle in with the right crowd, you know, the genuine, legit neighborhoods, not
Yeah,
SEO hosts.
you have to do your best to make the site look, like it's a regular site and not do any patterns, So I mean, I'm assuming when you're going and setting up sites, you're using random plugins, random themes if you're using
Yeah.
WordPress.
Yep. Random is key with SEO, like with everything. PBNs, doing your backlinks, do it as random as possible and make sure like we all have brains. So just think, does this make sense? Does this look obvious, you know, fishy, iffy, whatever. Just
Yeah.
use your brain. It's not that hard to build a quality PBN and minimize the risk of being de-indexed. And choosing the right host is a big part of it, you know. And like I said, I have shitty PBNs, like those obvious PBNs from 2013. I don't even touch them, and
Hmm.
they're still indexed, you know. So here you go, there you go, you know. Just go for the right host. And if you don't wanna lose your investment, stay away from SEO hosts. Period. That's it.
Yeah, 100% agree on that one.
Yeah.
Anything else as far as building out PBNs? Any other recommendations? Like as far as rebuilding out the actual site, like content wise, what kind of stuff do you do there?
Well, I personally like there are two ways to build PBN sites. That's like install a WordPress website and just recreate the website. Make sure it has a good amount of content to start with. Like I typically do when I set them up. I uh, I have like at least 1,000 words of content divided into inner pages. Like you have an about us page or a services page, whatever
Yep.
makes sense for that site. It could be a blog. It doesn't matter. Make sure they have a lot of content on there. I don't link instantly from there. That's just what I typically do. I just wait around. I let them sit like for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I set them up, they have content. They all look unique in terms of their templates. And yeah, I use random plugins, and yeah, there are other things you can do like block crawlers like Majestic, so your
Yep.
competitors can't see, your PBNs or where you're getting your links from.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of doing stuff like that.
Exactly, and I mean, there are so many tools that come out, and sometimes even those tools become a footprint. So,
Yeah, I like to
oh,
do things manually. I actually just have an Excel sheet that I track everything in because I'm like extra paranoid.
yeah. Yeah, me too, man. I use Excel too, like old school, old school.
Hmm.
Although there is one PBM management tool called Network Crusader from a friend of mine called Gregory Ortiz. It's,
Okay.
you might want to check that out. It's,
I will.
it's
Yeah.
it's a PBM management tool that minimizes the footprint, like the whole footprint issue.
Oh,
And
really? Cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. But
I'll check
yeah,
that out.
till now I've used Excel,
Okay.
logins and everything. So
Awesome.
that's what I typically do when I build PBNs. And you can also use services like the Wayback Downloader. You can
Hmm.
like scrape back the old website. But the thing with that is you can run into trouble, trademark issues and stuff. So make sure to change a few stuff on there, like the brand name, and make sure you're not like damaging someone's rights or whatever. Just don't get into trouble with trademark stuff and copyright. And
Right.
the thing that's important is always check the content in copyscape. That's where you can check if the domain is being used on another domain, and
Hmm.
you want to avoid that duplicate content. And
Yeah,
that's,
that's a great tip.
yeah, always check copyscape if you want to rebuild websites based on their Wayback thing. And those are the two ways to build them. Of course,
Awesome.
there's a lot more involved than what I just told you, but that's an outline of how I built them.
So I'm going to have a lot of people coming and watching this video and going through the course, and they're going to say, there's a lot of other components that I need to focus on to run the business. Where
Yeah.
can I outsource this? And I know that the reason why I brought you on here is because you're my go-to guy when I want to get some domains or when I need to build out my network and I don't have time to do it. I come to you. So where can we send my customers and my students if they want to use you to help them build out their domains and they want to outsource it to you?
Okay, so yeah, just like you said, like I know that when you're running an SEO business and you're looking to get clients or rank affiliate websites, you won't have too much time to do it all yourself, especially when your business is growing and you're making more money.
Yep.
So you'll have to buy yourself time so you can focus on your SEO business while the rest is being taken care of. And I mentioned before that I'm an SEO services provider, and my website's name is called serbchampion.com right here.
I'll also include a link below the video too.
Excellent.
But yeah, cool.
So this is my site. What we do is we provide PBN domains. We check them, we build them, and make them look like genuine and legit looking money sites. So they look far from an obvious PBN site that you're just looking to backlink from and stuff. We also provide Web 2.0s for anchor text diversity. We provide premium content services and even backlinks and stuff, and even on-page SEO services. And yeah, like
Awesome.
we basically take care of the optimization of your website. So SEO is not only about backlinks, but the majority of it takes place on your own site, but that's a whole nother conversation. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so if you're looking to get quality PBNs from auctions that really make a huge difference with your rankings, then go to serbchampion.com/PBN domains. And this is a page I have set up where you can request your own like criteria, like some testimonials right here. Uh, this is a page you can request your own domains based on your niche, topical flows, how many you need, and what your budget is. I have domains ranging from $50 up to 400 plus, even to 700 plus. But
Hmm.
those are really other kinds of domains. Those are really monster domains, like
Yeah.
and yeah. So it really depends on your budget and if your keywords are easy or moderate or really tough. So I have all kinds of domains, and yeah, your people can just request domains on this page, surfchampion.com/pbn. It's domains. And
Awesome.
yeah, man, I just submit, and I'll get back to you within a day with a list. So
And I know normally, like, if someone comes in and wants to buy like in bulk, you'll normally give some sort of deal for that too, right?
yeah, of course, definitely.
Yep. Because I know I've done that quite a few times, and with local stuff, because most of my customers are going to be doing very low competitive local keywords. I mean, I've bought domains from you, and sometimes it only takes like 3 or 4 to
Yeah,
really see a big difference.
definitely. It's funny because like I'm talking about scrape domains like I'm a hater here, but maybe I am a little bit. But I mean, it takes more drop domains, scrape domains to rank than
Hmm.
using auction domains. Like you can use 5 really good auction domains, and instead of that, some people buy 15
Oh yeah.
dropped and register like scrape domains to achieve the same thing. So at the end
Hmm.
of the day, you end up paying more for everything like content, hosting, and stuff. So you're
Yeah.
right. Like you don't even need a lot of these
No.
to make a difference.
No, absolutely not. It's actually pretty awesome because I've had clients where I've taken them in, and maybe you remember back some of them where I've purchased your domains, and
Yeah.
I literally just plugged them into my network, boom, ranking. I didn't have to do much of anything else, and still ranking to this day, and I'm collecting monthly checks for it. So it's
Beautiful,
pretty
man.
cool.
That's good to hear. I love that.
Yep.
Love
Yeah. So awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, and hopefully we can send some people over to you because I know it's been awesome for me and my business, and
it. Yeah.
that's what we're looking to do. So
Well,
cool, man.
thanks for having me, man. I always check out your stuff, and I know you're one of the good guys. One of the good SEO ninjas I look
I
up to,
appreciate that.
definitely. So thanks for having me here, man. Feel honored for this video and interview, and yeah, thanks,
Awesome.
bro. It's
Sounds good.
really cool. Thanks.
Cool. Take care.
Take care, man.